Hey, what's up, everybody? David here. Hey, what's up, everybody? David here. Hey, what's up, everybody? David here. I bet you guys thought I made the same mistake as I did the last video. I did not. I'm just goofing. Alright, anyway, welcome back to part 3 of my complete 4K Blu-ray and DVD collection. As the previous collection videos, we're just going to go through each one really quick, one by one. If there's an interesting story for a certain title or it sparks a certain memory, then I might go in depth just a little bit more. But for all intents and purposes, for the most part, we're just going to be going one by one. We're going to go ahead and start off today because there's a lot. There's a lot. So we're going to try to get through this. We're going to start off today with The Dark Knight. Again, one of my favorite Batman movies. Super awesome. Everybody loves The Dark Knight. The Amazing Spider-Man in 3D. This was, fun fact, this was probably one of my first bigger, I guess, releases that they sent for review. As you can see, it does come with that cool lenticular cover. Got to do that. Alright. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in 3D has this really cool embossed slipcover there. Doctor Strange. Cool embossed slipcover. Love that movie. Justice League Doom. Very, very good DC animated film. The Scribbler. This is an interesting movie. It's a one of those under the radar, lower budget type of movies. I guess you could almost consider it like a superhero horror movie, but it's an interesting watch. It does have Katie Cassidy from Arrow in it. Obvious Child. Locked In. Here. Iron Man and Hulk, Heroes United. Now, again, Marvel really hasn't done the best as far as like their animated films go. This one was okay. I thought this one was pretty decent. It does have this really cool embossed slipcover there. Badasses on the Bayou. It's just one of those fun, dumb fun movies. Queen of the Damned. I love this one so much just because the movie's trash, to be honest. I just like it for the soundtrack. I'm a huge Jonathan Davis fan from Korn. All Hallows Eve 2. You see it? Really cool embossed slipcover. Captain America Civil War, of course. Gotta have this one. This is the 3D version. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is the Target exclusive. Just has like some bonus digital stuff. I hate it when they do that. Batman Begins, of course. Iron Man, the one that started the MCU. Iron Man 3, which was okay. I like them all. That one was just okay. Life's a Breeze. I wish it was. Falling Skies. This is the complete second season. I guess here's another fun fact. I remember this one specifically, and this one kind of is near and dear to me specifically. Because around the time that I had back surgery, I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't move. I was stuck in a chair or in bed, and I watched Falling Skies. I watched, they had sent me a bunch of movies to review, and thank God they did, because I was, going crazy. This was one of them, so yeah. So that's always going to be a little close to my heart, I guess you could say. The Crow, of course. Any wannabe goth kid has to watch The Crow. Dead Man Down. This one was alright. This was a fun one. This is one of those WWE studio films that I think it only had like one WWE superstar in it, and he was like kind of in the background. Wade Barrett, I believe. It was an alright movie. Phantom. Right. Get On Up. This was alright. I thought Chadwick Boseman did pretty good as man, James Brown. I'm like, the name is escaping me. Yes, I thought he did good. Rocky. Who does not love Rocky? I think Rocky 3 and 4 are my favorites. But, well, of course, the first one, but yeah, as far as sequels go, 2 and 3, or no, I'm sorry, 3 and 4 were my favorites. Of course, Dolph Lundgren. That's the one I remember the most. I think that was probably the first one that I saw. It does come in this cool case here, and all the movies are inside just like that. That's pretty neat. All right. Wolverine Weapon X, Tomorrow Dies Today. This is like a motion comic. Really, really well done though. Nice. I thought it was really good. Ultimate Avengers 2. Again, Marvel's animated movies aren't their strong suit. This one was okay though. That one kind of shows us, I guess, introduces us to Black Panther. And this one. And then Ultimate Avengers 1. Ultimate Avengers the movie. Really cool. Feast. Really fun movie. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Again, I think I showed the 4K version in one of the other videos. And really wish it was better. The Love of a Woman from Arrow Academy. The Lincoln Lawyer. Really good movie. I like this one a lot. Railroad Tigers. Who does not like Jackie Chan? I mean, he's amazing. Altitude. Just leave that one as it is. Power Rangers. Saban's Power Rangers. I really like this movie. I enjoyed it. It did have its hiccups, but I enjoyed it for the most part. And it's kind of disappointing to know that the talks for a sequel have kind of like dissipated. So it really sucks because they set it up for something more. Power Rangers. This is the Best Buy exclusive. It does have this cool slipcover there. From Dusk Till Dawn. Love this movie. Actually, this one here, and I think they come with the Blu-ray versions as well. Whenever they've released them in the past, this one comes with a full-on documentary called Full Tilt Boogie. Really, really well done documentary. I love watching it. It's just one of those. I'm a big fan of like behind the scenes stuff or making of features, especially when they're like lengthy. Really well done. I think it's almost like 2 hours. So that's really impressive. X-Men. This is volume 1, I believe. Yeah, volume 1. I still need to get the other ones. I haven't gotten the other ones yet, and there's no excuse. They're pretty cheap. X-Men volume 2, and this one does have this really cool like foil foil effect to it, and embossed. Nice slipcover. The Dinner. This was very surprising. It was good. A lot of talking. It's a talky type of movie, but really, really thought-provoking. I'll say that. Stormy Monday. Terror in a Texas Town from Arrow Academy. Monsterland, a very interesting horror anthology. I love horror anthologies. Those are my favorite. Just because they get very creative. Much like, a lot of horror anthologies, a lot of anthologies, period. You have your really, really good ones, really, really good stories within them, and then your really, really bad ones. This one was just like that. It had a mixture of really bad ones and then some really, really good ones that I thought were very creative. So this is definitely one to check out if you're into horror anthologies. The Omen is the remake DVD. There's a lot of DVDs that I have not brought myself to upgrade yet, and I should, but like new stuff is coming out though. A Scanner Darkly. This one's a really fun movie. The Jokesters. I like the art on it. Really, really cool. The movie itself, not so great. Pretty Little Liars, the complete 5th season. I got this in the mail for review, and I made my wife watch it and review it. Yes, I have her working pretty hard too. Sometimes. Vamp from Arrow. 10 Cloverfield Lane. This is the Best Buy exclusive steelbook. Love this movie. Love this movie. Love the regular Cloverfield. I thought they did something very interesting, very intriguing with this movie, and I can't wait to see the next one, God Particle, if they still call it that. Dracula Untold. More of an action movie than a horror movie, but interesting. This was supposed to be the start of the Universal Dark Universe thing with the Universal monsters, and it didn't happen that way. Then The Mummy was supposed to be the start of it, and I don't think that it's happening that way either. Kong Skull Island. This is the Best Buy exclusive steelbook, 4K, Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray and digital copy. I love it whenever they do stuff like that. I love it whenever they put everything in one bundle. Power Rangers. This is the 4K version. La La Land. Love this movie. I need to watch it again. It's been a while since I've watched it. I've already watched it probably about like maybe 6 or 7 times already. This is one of my favorite recent musicals. So, really good. Black Butterfly. The Expendables 2. Fun, dumb action movies. Beneath the Harvest Sky. Defiance Season 2. There's sometimes whenever they send me stuff to check out, to review, that they'll send me a random show, like a show randomly, like in the middle of its run. So I'll get like, for instance, Defiance Season 2. I had never watched Season 1. So it was one of those where I kind of had to like catch myself up like that, and then watch this season, and be like, okay, it's interesting enough to where I want to backtrack and really watch, the show the entire way through. And then sometimes when that happens, the show gets canceled and it sucks. Chef, a really good movie. Another fun fact about me that you guys may not know, I like to cook. I really do like to cook. So this was a really fun movie to watch. I thought it was really interesting. So, yeah. And it stars Jon Favreau. Good movie. Jon Favreau was a great actor. Third Person. This is a really interesting movie as well. Really good cast. So I think, yeah, definitely I recommend checking this one out. This is interesting. Baggage Claim. Song to Song. Really good movie. Terrence Malick. You can never go wrong with Terrence Malick. Stan Lee and Kevin Smith Save the World. This was an interesting one. I thought this was just like a sit down interview just with both of them. In fact, this is a collection release with An Evening with Kevin Smith, An Evening with Kevin Smith 2, and Stan Lee's Mutants, Monsters, and Marvels. So that's really cool, and it's really cheap. I want to say probably about $10, and you get 3 really cool releases, interesting releases in one package. Mr. Holmes. 2 Days in New York. This was really fun. This was another one that it was one of my first movies that I got for review, and I thought it was really interesting. The Circle, which felt like you were watching a documentary on Apple. I'm not gonna lie, but it's one of those. I'm a very paranoid person already as it is, and this made me a little bit more paranoid. A Few Best Men. I don't recall seeing this one, to be honest with you, but looks interesting. The Last of Robin Hood. Big Trouble. This is one of my go-to watches sometimes. It's a fun movie. Really dumb, but it's fun. Mouse Tale. Star Wars The Empire Strikes Out. My son loves this one. He watches this one still to this day. Cavemen. The Story of God with Morgan Freeman. Anytime he's in anything, just his voice is hypnotic. The Bourne Ultimatum. This one, I believe I got this one at Blockbuster too. Yep, look at that. Blockbuster. Cheap movies, man. They used to have cheap movies anyway. I miss it. Let's pour one out for Blockbuster. The Bourne Supremacy. Bad Boys. You know what? I want to say that this was my wife's when we first met. Long time ago. She brought over, a bunch of her movies that she owned, and yeah, this was one of them, if I remember correctly. What y'all know about that T2 and that Extreme DVD slipcover metal case? What y'all know about that? I remember when I got this, so heavy too. When I got this in, I was like, wow, this is really cool. It's a straight up metal case. Many of you have probably already seen it. For those who haven't, it's really awesomely embossed, really cool, and it blew my mind that they made a metal slipcover for this. The only downfall, and let me see if I can show it real quick. It's hard to get out, for one, and two, as you can see here, it started cutting the DVD. Yeah, right here in the front, it started cutting the DVD itself, the case. So yeah, that sucked because it's in there so tight. But there it goes. Really cool though. Look how thick it is. It's already kind of like bent, but it's really thick. Put that back. All right. T2. Extreme. This is around the time everything was extreme. This is Extreme DVD. The Bourne Identity. Right. Biodome. I used to quote this movie so damn much. I used to know this movie word for word almost. One of my favorite comedies when I was younger. Now it's not as funny. Maybe it's because I gotten older. But it's not as funny as I remember. But it's still a fun movie to watch and go and check out again. These memories start rushing in, so it's really cool. Some Kind of Beautiful. She's funny that way. Hannibal. This was a really good show. I never got to really super catch up with it, but I remember watching this season and I was blown away because this was a network show. They got away with so much on regular TV. I was like, wow, okay. Stuff that I feel like The Walking Dead wasn't even that gruesome, I don't think. So yeah. The Family. Sweetwater. Sorry about the voice. Futurama Volume 8. This was a really good show. I believe this was the last one, if I remember correctly. And I didn't know that it was the last one. I think so. And I remember watching the last episode. The last episode of Futurama almost made me cry. It was like that deep. I was like, wow, okay. But who doesn't love Futurama? Futurama is awesome. Double feature, 3D Sun and Mars 3D. This was interesting. I mean, it's a gimmicky type of thing where they just show you the terrain, computer-generated terrain of Mars and things like that. It's interesting. I like sciencey stuff. The Twilight Saga, New Moon. Lenticular cover. I didn't even know that this one had a lenticular cover. It's been so long since I've seen these movies. The Treatment. Sabotage. I thought this one was really good. I like this one a lot. I enjoyed it. This was, I guess, I want to say this was one of Arnold's, first movies coming back after being governor. I believe. I can't remember. But I thought it was fun. Horrible Bosses. The totally inappropriate edition. This is she's all kinds of inappropriate in this movie for real. Rosewater, really good movie. Nature Calls. X-Men Apocalypse. This is the Target exclusive. This coming as like Digibook kind of thing. Really cool. Sin City. Love the first one. This is so awesome. I love this movie so much. It was so innovative, when it came out. And then the second one, I was like, just leave it alone now. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice lenticular digibook. This is the Target exclusive. Love that. Right. The Experimenter. This is an interesting movie. Deals a lot with, again, morality and things like that. And I thought it was an interesting thing that actually happened, back in the day, I'm sure. And yeah, I definitely recommend checking this one out. My Baby, Nightmare on Elm Street collection. This is the DVD, set here. I love this so much. I remember I got this for my birthday years and years ago, and we had like a movie marathon, me and my friends. And this other side has that Freddy. This side has that Freddy. And yeah, so here goes the spines for all of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then it has like a bonus disc here. So it's really cool, and it does have this really cool artwork. That whenever you put them all in, completes the picture. I haven't upgraded these to Blu-ray just because I haven't seen an awesome set like this since this has come out. As far as picture quality goes, with these movies, I don't care. I want something creative. This is a really creative set. I love it, and I will forever keep this. Put that down there. Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part 1. Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part 2. I really need to get that deluxe edition. There's a deluxe edition steelbook out there that I missed out on. I'm going to try to see if I can search that one down pretty soon. The Boondocks. This is the complete 4th season. Not my kind of show, to be perfectly honest. The use of certain words and language in it. I don't care about cuss words. I don't care at all. I'm not a prude. But there's certain other words that they use in this show that I'm not a fan of. Regular show. This is the Mordecai and Margaret pack. Love this show so much. Legit. The complete 1st season, I believe. Yep. I want to say that this is another show that I watched it, and I think it went on for maybe one other season, then it got canceled. Jim Jeffries is pretty funny, though. American Hustle. Good movie. SEAL Team 8. Capitalizing on the SEAL Team 6 thing. The Raid 2. This one's really good. I really like the Raid Redemption way more. But it's not bad. The Regular show. This is the complete 3rd season here. Again, this is like hours and hours of fun, so it's cool. The Big Lebowski. I mean, if you haven't seen The Big Lebowski, you gotta see it. It may not be for everyone, though, to be perfectly honest, but I enjoyed it a lot. Swingers. Love Swingers so much. This was around the time that, Clerks had come out. I think it was a couple years after. And everybody was, kind of going after, like, these indie movies. And at that time, I was a young guy, but I was, like, exclusively only watching indie movies around that time. I was like, you know what? I gotta support the indie guys. I still feel that way. Don't get me wrong. But, I was like, I would not touch a big blockbuster movie, really. So I went through that phase. Swingers is really fun, though. Very talky, very dialogue-driven. Awesome movie. Pretty Little Liars, a complete 4th season. Again, I was like, hey, Monica, here you go. Watch it, review it, please. She likes that show anyway. Pretty Little Liars, the complete third season. Super Jail season 3. I did not know what this show was. I didn't know what it was about. I knew nothing of it. They sent it to review, popped it in. My mind was boggled. How insane this show is. It was funny in such an inappropriate way. So if you guys get a chance, I check it out maybe if you haven't seen it. I don't know. Rush Lights. This is an interesting heist thriller type of movie. Dragons, Riders of Berk, Part 2. Right, Berk. Dragons, Riders of Berk, Part 1. This was an okay show. You know how sometimes they'll have a movie and then they'll create a cartoon for it. That's on, like Disney Channel or what have you. And it's usually not that good. This one was actually okay. I enjoyed it. I watched it with my son a lot. The Amazing World of Gumball, the party. This show is really funny to me just because it incorporates live action with animation. And whenever you mix stuff like that, to me, it's pretty funny. Storm Surfers, the movie. It's kind of gives you everything you need to know right in the title there. The Hot Flashes. I wonder what that's about. But I think I remember. Yeah, I remember watching this. This is okay. Stag. This was one of those. Man, I want to say it was one of those movies that. It was like a bachelor party. I don't know if you guys remember that movie, Bachelor Party, back in the day. Very similar to that movie. Kiss the Girls. Right? American Ultra. Really fun movie. Written by Max Landis. Transporter Refueled. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to just because they replaced Jason Statham. But yeah, I think my brain was just on that fact, than more than anything else. Cardboard Boxer. See here. Kingslave. There. Final Fantasy 15. This was an interesting CG animated movie. Final Fantasy usually does some really good work, so expect that from here. IT, not it. IT. Total Recall. Basic, you expect the I don't want to say shot for shot remake, but it wasn't anything new or shocking to me when I saw this movie. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a remake, but usually with remakes, you want to get just a little bit more creative. You don't want to do go through the same plot points. And this did just that, really. Angels and Demons. Hulk versus. This is like a two-part. It does have two different cartoons in it. It does have Hulk versus Wolverine and Hulk versus Thor. The Hulk versus Wolverine one is a lot more fun than the Hulk versus Thor. I will say that. Wolverine and the X-Men, the complete series. Love this show so much. So underrated. I really wish that they wouldn't have canceled it. They canceled it after one season. So this is basically just season 1. And they left it with an awesome cliffhanger. And I really wish that they would have just paid that off, in some way. The complete series of Spectacular Spider-Man. Another great Spider-Man cartoon. I believe this one ran about 3 seasons, I believe. If not, I think it's like 2 or 3 in this set, as you can see here. And really fun cartoon. It took me a little while to get into it. I will admit that. It took me a little while to get into it, but when I did, I was like, wow, this is really fun. It's really cool. And they started to go somewhere really interesting, and then they cut it. They canceled it, and then they started up Ultimate Spider-Man. And then the same happened to that show. That one ran a little longer though. I think that one ran like 4 or 5 seasons. But yeah, so I hate that they continue to do that. You know, just continue the stories, man. Constantine, love this movie. Suicide Squad 3D. Watchmen Director's Cut. This one has that cool lenticular cover there. Justice League War. Love these movies. Even the ones that are not so great, I enjoy a lot. Alright. And, alright. I'm a big Trekkie. I'm a big Star Trek fan. So, of course, I have to have Star Trek, the original motion picture collection. Does have this really cool lenticular logo here. It's just the logo that's lenticular. And it does come in this really cool slipcover. See here on the back. Right? And it does come, they do come in these little thin Blu-ray cases. I'm not a fan of those. I really wish that they would have just done maybe a fold-out case or something. But they're all here. So let's go through them real quick. So, Star Trek: The Motion Picture, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek III: The Search for Spock, Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home, Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country. I've watched that one I don't know how many times for some odd reason. And then this is an extras disc, Star Trek: The Captain's Summit. Love Star Trek so much, man. It was one of those shows that I think it became a babysitter for me in a sense, and then maybe that's why I have such a connection to it. That I would watch it all the time. Like, I mean, you know, if my mom was busy doing something or my brother was busy doing something, I sat down and watched Star Trek. I watched the original series in reruns. I thought it was new when it came out. And then I found out later that it was not new. And then I started watching Star Trek: The Next Generation. That was my Star Trek. Star Trek: The Next Generation was my Star Trek when I was younger. But man, I've watched pretty much every Star Trek show since. And then of course, you got to complete the set. Star Trek: The Next Generation motion picture collection. You see here. Same thing. Does have this cool transparent slipcover. Star Trek on the back there. Okay. And then this lenticular little logo there in the front. And then the same thing here in the inside. And we'll go through them real quick. So, Star Trek Generations. This one's really cool because it brought together the Next Generation and the original crew. Star Trek First Contact. This one was really fun just because I love the Borg so much. The Borg, you know, they're this alien race that just they pretty much blow everybody away. They're really fun to watch when they're on screen. And then Star Trek Insurrection. This one was so-so. And Star Trek Nemesis. This one was so-so. And then this is a bonus disc, Star Trek Evolutions. So really cool, man. I need to go back and rewatch them all again whenever I have time, whenever that is. Never have time for anything, but yeah. So I have all the Star Trek movies, and that it gets me excited just to know that I have them all there available on my shelf whenever I want to watch it. They're there. So yeah. The Man with the Iron Fist 2. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. This was a really good movie. I like this one a lot. Trainwreck. This one was surprisingly funny. I'm not a huge fan of Amy Schumer, but this one was actually really hilarious. Light Between the Oceans. This one was really good. I'm not drama's not my main genre that I like, but I like to see a good drama every now and then. This one was a really good one. Yeah, so definitely if you're going on a date, guys, and you want a good movie to where you can like cuddle up with a girl or something, pop this in. It's sad. It is sad, but you know, maybe just make you get a little closer, like, oh, what's up, girl? And then she put her head on your shoulder and just like, Like, yeah, that's right. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Gone in 60 Seconds. This is the original one. Love this movie. If you love cars, you'll love that movie. Barely Lethal. The Fall. Anchorman, the Rich Mahogany Edition. This one does include, what's the other movie? Wake Up Ron Burgundy. The Lost movie. That one I was after so long on DVD. That when it went out of print, it was like a special 2-pack when Anchorman first came out, and I missed out on it. And I heard about it, and I was trying to track it down for so long, and it was going for a ridiculous price. Basically, Wake Up Ron Burgundy is, while they were filming this movie, they had so much extra footage, so much stuff that they didn't use and that was cut. They were able to make a completely separate movie with all the extended scenes or stuff that was cut. So I found that really fascinating. And it's all that hype, and I thought it was an okay movie. But this includes it in there. So, and while we were here, another Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is the Walmart exclusive. Love that they did a different, a slipcover for it. Same release underneath. I hate it when they do. I hate it when studios do that. At least, put forth that little effort. The Nut Job. Fun movie. Sophia Grace and Rosie's Royal Adventure. Didn't watch it. Or did I? 3 Days to Kill. An interesting movie. This was, I think, Kevin Costner's attempt at capitalizing on the Liam Neeson Taken, phenomenon that was out, and I thought he did a pretty good job though. Venus and Serena. I'm not I was gonna say golf. I'm not a tennis fan at all, but this was a really good documentary on their lives and how they established themselves as world-class athletes. A Place at the Table. Falling Skies. You guys I've already explained how I feel about Falling Skies. This is the complete third season here. Cymbeline. The Last 5 Years. This one is one of those musicals that falls under the radar. I love musicals. If you remember watching my last video, I spoke so highly of Rent and how it kind of opened the door for musicals for me. I didn't know what this was about. I didn't even know it was a musical, to be honest with you. I like the cast. Jeremy Jordan and Anna Kendrick, they're great. And I popped this in, and it kind of blew my mind. This is an awesome musical. It's very sad. Very sad, just about a relationship that just didn't work. That's kind of what the whole premise of this movie is. But the songs, man, and the way that they perform them, really well done. If you have not seen it, and if you're into musicals, I highly suggest picking this one up. Loved it so much. The Gunman, Sean Penn. Lincoln, Daniel Day-Lewis. This man is a chameleon in everything that he's in. Fantastic. Okay. Dragon. Dying of the Light. Starring Nicolas Cage. I said it before that. I think Nicolas Cage's strong suit now is comedy. I think he should just start searching for more comedic roles. I think that'll suit him a whole lot better than what he's been trying to do and trying to be an action star. Cake. That was a really good movie. Black Sea. Tim's Vermeer. This was a really interesting movie. Looks very bland, very boring, but I urge you, if you have time, check this one out. Super interesting. And he's basically it's an inventor trying to solve the mystery of of a painting, and how back in the day they used to make paintings so photorealistic, and how they were able to do such a thing, like that with minimal supplies, and the way that it's done, the way that they explain it, the way that it was so primitively done back then is really, really interesting. I think it'll blow your mind. Really good movie. Las Vegas. JFK, A New World Order. Halt and Catch Fire. Fantastic show. I need to catch up on it because I think it's already finished. The whole series. 50 Shades of Grey. Just going to put that one down there. Fast and the Furious is the original. Never Back Down. This is a guilty pleasure of mine. Really, if you think about martial arts films from the 90s, about like the new kid in town, basically like the Karate Kid premise. New kid in town, he learns a new craft, a new skill, and it's like martial arts or MMA in this case. And he gets his butt handed to him numerous times, and then he comes back and beats the bully at the end. Pretty much for the most part, it is the Karate Kid, but it's really fun to watch. I thought it was really good. The Driller Killer. Dead End Drive-In. Hellraiser Deader. Still weird title for me to say out loud. Deader. Storage 24. Mad Men, the final season, part 2. See here. Dark Places. This is a really good movie though. Vice Principals, the complete first season. If you're not into crude humor, you won't like it. If you watch Danny McBride's stuff from the past, like Eastbound and Down, you're essentially getting the same thing. He's just a vice principal in the show. Dirty Dancing, the 30th anniversary edition. You're Next, a really fun horror movie. The Sea of Trees, starring Matthew McConaughey and Naomi Watts. Okay, I gotta read this title off because it's so long. 30 Nights of Paranormal Activity with the Devil Inside the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It's one of those parody movies, and it wasn't good. It's the back there if you guys are curious. It wasn't a good movie at all. To Rome with Love. The Last King. 7 Psychopaths. Really fun movie. Here Comes the Boom. It was an okay movie. Kevin James, if you are a fan of Kevin James, then you know that Kevin James is Kevin James in every Kevin James movie. So, much like Ice Cube. House Arrest, starring The Game and Stacey Dash. One of my favorite movies right here. Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. I had this one on VHS back in the day. This was probably like one of the first anime films that I was shown, and I fell in love with it. Street Fighter, it's awesome. Revenge for Jolly. It's a guy's dog, I believe, gets killed, and he goes out for revenge. It was John Wick before John Wick. No, I'm kidding. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. The silly one. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I love this one. I still love this movie. I think it's a really fun action comedy. And Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, when they were on screen, they had great chemistry together. I thought this was amazing. Covert Affairs, Season 5. This is exactly what I mean. I hadn't seen Covert Affairs Season 4, 3, 2, or 1. So I had to go back and kind of catch myself up little by little. Like, basically like the Cliff Notes edition of Covert Affairs. But it was an alright show. I liked it. Suits season 4, another show. It's just like the other ones. Revelations, the end of days. That's scary to think about. Smashed. This is a really good movie starring Aaron Paul and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Really good movie. One of those fly under the radar movies. You probably never even heard of it. Check this one out though. The Mob Doctor. Believe this is the complete series. So yeah, it got canceled after one season. Identity. Really good movie. Secret Window. I really like this Stephen King adaptation. Not a lot of people do. I really enjoyed it. See You in Valhalla. This is a really good family drama type of movie. Good one. Troll and Troll 2. Me and my friends used to make fun of these movies so much. We watch it just for fun, just to make fun of it. So this is one of those movies, if you haven't seen it. Legend of Bruce Lee, Volume 1. Guilt. So Season 1. I don't know if it got past Season 1. High Rise. Really, really good movie. Enjoyed this one a whole lot. Jackie Chan in Kung Fu Yoga. Just the title itself. It makes me laugh. Jack and Diane. This is a interesting movie. It's a horror movie, but it's like a horror love movie. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's odd. Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Tusk. You see here. Really good, really surprisingly good Kevin Smith horror movie. Let's bring these over here. Zombieland. Who doesn't love Zombieland? It's really fun. Honeymoon. Another really underrated horror movie. Really interesting. The Hills Have Eyes. This is an Arrow video release. It comes in this really cool box set. Really good movie. Hammer Films double feature. Revenge of Frankenstein and Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. Phantasm Ravager. I've spoken a lot about this one in the past, not highly. But yeah, they really ruined the last Phantasm movie. You know, I really feel like it should have gone out with a bang, and I feel like they really dropped the ball on it. The Exception. The Lovers. Unforgettable. Chips. And salsa. I'm hungry. A Most Wanted Man. Kroll. Fences. Really damn good movie. Love this one a lot. Very raw. Very, it doesn't pull any punches. That's what I'm trying to say. The Unspoken. Compadres. All Things Must Pass. This is a really good documentary on Tower Records. Genius. Edge of Winter. Really interesting movie. I enjoyed this one a lot. This stars Joel Kinnaman and Tom Holland before he was Spider-Man. And it's a really good thriller. Counterclockwise. The Grudge. Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. The Descent. I really like that movie a lot. Phantasm, the first one. Ow, my arm's starting to get tired. Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. Fight of the Living Dead. This one stars a bunch of YouTubers. See there. Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. I got these when they first came out. And Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. So I've had those for a very long time, since they first came out on DVD. Cross Wars. Didn't know that this was even a sequel to a movie called Cross, and it's bad. It's a bad superhero movie, wannabe superhero movie. The Man Who Fell to Earth. Really, really good and interesting movie to check out, especially if you love David Bowie. Buster's Malhart. Kill Bill. Mad Max Fury Road and Mad Max Fury Road Black and Chrome Edition. I really love the Black and Chrome Edition. I thought it suited the movie very well, and they made a really great choice of doing that. Really good. In Order of Disappearance. The Drop. Yo, we're gonna make the drop. Sorry, I'm trying to entertain myself. Atlas Shrugged Part 3. Nurse Jackie, Season 6. Really good show. I thought it was a good show. Let's Kill Ward's Wife. This was actually really funny. Really funny cast. Baked in Brooklyn. Looking. The complete series and movie combined into one. The Amazing Spider-Man Legacy Collection does have all 3 Spider-Man movies and the 2 Amazing Spider-Man movies as well. I'm currently going to be looking into getting the 4K version as well, so be on the lookout for that. I don't know when, but pretty soon anyway. Yeah, it's really cool. And then the back there, the other one. Minions in 3D does have this really cool lenticular slipcover here. This is the 3D version. Everest. This is the 3D version as well of Everest. This is a good movie to watch in 3D, just because of the landscapes, things like that. Anything with like wide landscapes or like nature stuff, really good to see in 3D. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in 3D. Star Wars or Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This is the 3D Target exclusive version. Does have this really cool case and has these art cards that come in here that you can kind of switch out and change the cover here. Quackers. It's Quackers, y'all. It's Quackers in 3D, y'all. Never seen this movie. Gravity 3D. This one was really good to see in 3D. I love this one a lot. I still really like that movie, even not in 3D. Just the silence of it all, the silence of space, makes everything very, very eerie. And they do have a premium edition out there as well that I still need to get. I think it's like a Diamond Select or something, a premium Diamond edition that Warner Brothers put out that I need to pick up. I need to get it because it does have a version on there where there's no score, no music at all. All you hear is basically what you would hear if you were in space. And I want to experience that. I think that's going to be really cool. Or I could just put it on mute. I don't know. Transformers Age of Extinction in 3D. It does have this lenticular slip here. Again, I have this, I really have, I gotta do that, sorry. I have this really, I have a love-hate relationship with the Transformers franchise. I really hope that they turn it around pretty soon. Jurassic World 3D. See here, lenticular. And Kong Skull Island in 3D. No lenticular. Alright, and then we got The Walking Deceased. It's a parody of The Walking Dead. Very silly, very weird. And you know what you're getting if you're watching it. The Monster. I thought this one was really well done. I think it's a very underrated movie. So definitely check that one out. It Follows. Really good movie as well. Split. Blew my mind. Loved it the moment I saw it. Let me see if I can do that. Whoa, that's weird. That's very odd. No, okay. I'm not doing that again. No. That freaked me out. Okay, Split. The Possession, Cabin in the Woods, Sinister. That really did freak me out. That was weird. The Wedding Ringer. This is an alright movie. Signals Crossed, Thomas and Friends. Get Out, really well done movie. The Iron Giant, love this movie. The Lookalike. The Sorcerer and the White Snake. White House Down, which I believe this came out around the same time as Olympus Has Fallen, and I want to say this one beat out Olympus Has Fallen. If no, maybe it was the other way around, but essentially the same thing. Teaching Mrs. Tingle, fun movie. Under the Skin, weird movie, but interesting. Very nicely shot, though, I will say that. Vampires. Friday the 13th, complete set here. It says from Crystal Lake to Manhattan. Really good set. This is my go-to set. I haven't upgraded this either to Blu-ray, and I really should. I have no excuse for this one anyway, because they do have that really cool collector's tin one that I really want to get. But yeah, love this one. Still watch it continuously. With Great Power, the Stan Lee story. Love this documentary. Fantastic look at Stan Lee and his legacy, his life. This man was a huge influence on me growing up. I got into comics, and I was so blown away with what he created, what he's done. Definitely a really great documentary to check out if you love comics and Stan Lee. Killing Hasselhoff. Girls, the final season. The show is actually pretty good. It's female driven, obviously, but it kind of it'll suit women more. Maybe they'll enjoy it a lot more, but than a guy would. But I thought it was really funny, really enjoyable. So yeah. Crashing. I love Pete Holmes. He's so funny to me. Human Race. Weird movie. Shakes the Clown. The Vampire Lovers. Muck. Not a lot of movies piss me off when they're bad. This one did. It was just a bunch of douchebags just hanging out, making a movie, and yeah, that doesn't sound bad, but if you start watching it, it's almost insulting. Watching a movie like Muck. I mean, to me anyway. I don't know. If you guys have seen it before, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. I didn't dig it at all. Martyrs. See here. And Unbroken. And that ends this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is part 3. So of course there's going to be a part 4. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you dug any of these titles at all, please consider hitting that like button. It helps get these kinds of videos out there to more people. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, because I will be coming back with more videos all the time, of course. And with all that being said, we will catch you next time.